A few people have asked me how these two mics compare. This is the Behringer C2 and this is the Behringer B5. Both of these mics are great budget options. They're very cheap for what you get. The C2 is a little bit smaller than the B5, so if you look at those two you can see there's just a little bit more on the B5. The other thing is the B5 comes with a spare capsule. This is a cardioid as well as an omnidirectional. This is totally just a cardioid, but it comes in a set of two. So this comes in a plastic stereo box, like a stereo bar in a plastic box, and this comes set up for stereo recording. This one comes with the spare head for mono recording. Both of these mics need 48 volts phantom power, and both have a low cut. I'm not quite sure where that low cut is, but I'll try it when we listen to it, and also a 10 dB pad. Both feel really solid in the hand. They're well built actually. For the price you pay, they're tremendous build. So let's see how they compare. This is the sound of the Behringer C2. It's the cheaper one. It has a cardioid head, comes in twos and in a nice plastic box and a stereo bar, so you can use two of these to capture stereo. Very cheap way of doing it. It's not particularly high noise, but it's just slightly higher perhaps than the B5. So this one is, in my opinion, just slightly more edgy at the top end, but nevertheless it's not a bad microphone when you consider the price you're paying for it. This is the sound of the Behringer B5. This is a slightly more expensive mic and only comes in ones, not in twos, but it's got a slightly smoother sound to my ears anyway. It's just slightly more refined in the top end. This is the cardioid head. It comes with two, and in my opinion, a great buy. It's a really good budget mic. This is the C2 from the front, the C2 from the side, the C2 from the rear, back to the side and back to the front, and hopefully it's showing it's just a cardioid microphone. This is the sound of the B5 from the front, B5 from the side, B5 from the rear, back to the side, and that's the front again. This is the sound of the B5 with its omnidirectional head now put on, and hopefully now it's not so touchy as to where you hold it. Handy thing with an omnidirectional is if you're talking to people in a room and you want to capture them all with the same volume and the same acoustic, you can actually place the omnidirectional in the room pointing upwards. So if you put it there, you could have the microphone pointing that way, so it's picking everyone evenly around it. Although that picks up a bit more room noise, a bit more room reverb and all that kind of thing, at least each voice sounds the same. Sometimes if you're using a directional microphone, what you can do is you point it at someone and their voice will be quite loud, and then someone will speak off access, and in comparison their voice doesn't sound quite right, and an omnidirectional head actually evens it up. So this is the omnidirectional from the front. Hopefully not too much difference from the side. There might be a bit of difference on the back though, because I've got the body of the microphone in the way. Back to the side, and that's the front again. So this is the self noise, but bear in mind I'm hand holding it. This is the self noise of the B5 with its omnidirectional capsule. This is the self noise of the B5 with its cardioid capsule. This is the self noise of the C2 with its only head, the cardioid. Bear in mind, you've got to take these noise tests with a pinch of salt, because I'm holding the microphone and all our conditions vary. I've got different equipment, so yours might not be the same as mine, so take it with a pinch of salt. Hope to see you next time. Cheers for now.